I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I walk it out.
Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Shibby2142, and today we're playing some more Smite. We are still in beta. The god I am showcasing today, his name is Anhur, and he is a big lion, and he is a badass. So his title is the Slayer of Enemies. He is from the Egyptian background, and basically he is a physical ranged fighter. Since this is my first Smite video using this god, we are going to be going over his abilities, how I like to build him item wise, and we'll kind of go from there. So first, his passive, so this is always going, it's called Cripple. Anhur's spear attacks reduce the enemy target's physical power by 20% for 3 seconds. So when you're hitting other enemy gods with your one ability, they will be doing less physical power to you, let's say if they're hitting you. I think the passive is perfectly fine. It's really not that strong or weak. It's just kind of middle of the road when it comes to passives for these gods. So we'll kind of move on from that. His one ability is called Shifting Sands. Once again, skill key number 1. Anhur erects an obelisk from the ground, blocking player movement for 7 seconds. So if you're just to consistently run into the pillar, it will block you for 7 seconds. The surrounding sands also slow the enemy between 20 to 40% when you level it, and increase the damage of Anhur's basic attack, so his just mouse 1 ability, by 4 up to 20%. I really like how you can use his one ability either offensively or defensively. Say you're running away, that slow helps you out, or if you want to go in for the attack, you can then pair this with your number 2 ability. Okay, let's get into that. It's called Impale. Anhur hurls his spear with great might. Dun dun dun. If the spear hits a god, they take 90 up to 350% physical power damage, and they get knockback. Here's the kicker. Gods that hit a wall are stunned for 2 seconds. Okay, so what you want to do is pair that with your one, where you guys remember how I was telling you, if you run into the pillar, it'll just stay there. It literally blocks you. You don't just run through it. So you kind of combo the 2 ability with the 1, where you throw the spear into the pillar, and hopefully, obviously, hitting a god, that will get them stunned and also slowed, so it's a pretty nice combo. Also, the spear passes through minions, doing damage to them as well. So this will be your lane clearing ability. As you'll notice in the gameplay, I speared the enemy Agni into their tower, getting the stun, and we were able to take him out. Let's go into Anhur's 3rd ability. That's called Disperse. This is basically his jump or escape, or you can initiate with it. Anhur leaps to a ground target location of his choosing. Obviously, there's a range limitation. It's not bad. And it does between 50 to 210 physical damage, knocking back all enemies in the radius of the jump. So it kind of pushes them up in the air and then brings them back down towards you sometimes. I've kind of noticed that a little bit, where they won't just go flying away, they kind of come back to you. So that's pretty cool. Lastly, Anhur's ultimate is called Desert Fury, which you summon the fury of the desert. Anhur hunkers down and throws 8 empowered spears that pass through everything. They do between 75 to 155 physical damage to all enemies in their path. He is immune to knockback for the duration. I have been stunned though, and that will end your ultimate, so that's one thing to know. So watch out for like Agni's noxious fumes, and you'll like that, and then you'll be stunned. That will not really help you out. So his ultimate is pretty straightforward. What I would do is either open with your jump, you can then put down your pillar, stun them with the Impale on the pillar, and then unload your ultimate on them. That should pretty much kill in every instance, but watch out for their purification beads, or possibly the Aegis amulet, which makes them immune for 2 seconds, but they can't move, so just keep your eyes peeled. For a recommended skill build, what I like to do is try to max out your 2 ability, that being your spear, and then if you can, put your points into your ultimate. So I'd go your 2 ability, your ultimate, your 3 ability, lastly your 1. So always level up the pillar last. That's just my opinion. You know, maybe some people like the pillar being very powerful early game. I don't see the point. I think your 2 ability needs to be nearly maxed out right away, so you can clear lanes very quickly, and also it's just really powerful. So what you want to do with Anhur is pretty much start snowballing as early as you hit level 5, because your ultimate should be able to take down any character in the game at that point. Same with Bakasura. Do not let those guys snowball early, or else it just won't work out for you. So a very powerful character for early game. And does that translate into falling off late game? I mean, Anhur isn't that much of a threat late game as, let's say, like an Artemis, who just has an amazing late game. So just keep that in mind. Try to end the match early. For an item build, I really don't have one yet. I would recommend checking out the Heartseeker as one of your items, because you are very strong early game. You shouldn't be dying. When you have your passive with this ability, once again rank 3, you get stacks of physical power. So you'll have an extra 60 physical power when fully stacked, giving you 85 physical power total and 10% movement speed. So, you might be wondering, Shibs, this Heartseeker seems awesome. You do lose all these stacks when you die, so just don't die. That is one reason the item is fairly inexpensive in the store, so I recommend you guys checking it out. The enemy team then surrenders, which is fine because we are playing for the win. If you'd like to subscribe for more variety gaming or Smite in general, feel free to do so. I love this game and it's my first MOBA, so definitely excited to bring you guys more gameplay. That's basically it. Once again, my name is Shibby2142 and hopefully I'll see you next time.